If you saw the first video, you saw the introduction to the dental cabinet, which explained how I got the dental cabinet, its history, and what I need to do is restore it. I don't want to create a whole new piece or update it in any way. I just want to bring it back to its original glory with all of its beautiful little drawers and character. And I want to leave the patina and the character of the life it's had since it was purchased by the first dentist. This is the second video, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start the refinishing, the restoration, and the repairs. I'm learning as I go, and I will be using tools. I will be using them the wrong way because I probably don't even know what they're called, but I want to do it right, and sending it out is just not an option. This is a beautiful dental cabinet and it deserves to be done right. I'm not going to do anything that says 7 easy steps or a hack. I want to do it correctly to restore it back to the original condition, or at least as close as possible, with the patina of having been used. I don't want it to lose that. I want it to have been a piece of history. Here's the cabinet. I think it's just gorgeous. I love all the little drawers and the cabinets on the top. Now it has a broken foot and it has an acid burn in the top right-hand cupboard of the hutch. Those have to be fixed. We have the cupboards off of the dental cabinet. We have all of the drawers out. They are all spread out on the floor. The cabinet looked pretty naked with nothing in it. The hutch came off rather easily. It was just attached to the large back frame. That back frame is like a door. Inlaid panel, or I don't even know what it's called, but it's got little panels in it, and they painted it only where you could see it. So that's the very back that actually would be in the room so people could see. There are 3 layers. You can see the white, you can see the green, and there's a varnish layer. The back has the mechanics for the lock, and I do love the lock. There was some damage at the back which needed to be repaired, and that was easy on the spot stuff. I love the mechanics at the back of this to lock those drawers. So it's just about ready to strip. It just needs some sanding and fixing that crack that runs the length of the top. It doesn't run the whole length for one of the boards, just half of it, and the other board has the wider gap on this side. So we'll be fixing that too and bringing a clamp home today. There was a spot over here where something had spilled, something terribly corrosive had spilled, and it ate the wood. It ate it down to there. There's the hole. You can see where I sanded it. The back has a little bit of damage, but nothing outrageous. Just this tiny little corner here. As I was taking the glass out of the little cabinets, I realized that I would have had to anyways, because the little strips that hold the glass in place are painted on both sides, as is the part that the glass rests up against. You know, so if I stripped it, it would have been very visible white paint. Now I'm taking each little piece of wood out, and I have to do it very carefully and kind of tease it away, because those strips are so thin, they're fragile. There are many repairs already there and some more that need to happen. So a lot of them are broken. Pop it out. So I'm trying very hard not to break the wood or the glass. Was easy to take out after that. All right, there is rubber stripping on here. I'm going to tape over it when I do the stripping, because it's rubber and I'm afraid it's going to break down. Now we've got the glass. So this is heavy, good quality glass. It's probably filthy in there because it hasn't been taken off since this thing was painted. It does have a few little chips where the nails went in, but I don't think they were too concerned since it was going to be hidden. Hello, Tinks. The 4 pieces of wood were taken out and laid in exactly the same position as they were in the window. So I didn't get anything mixed up and I didn't start switching around my little pieces of wood. This last leg is giving me a heck of a time to get it off. The tiny little pin in the back is pretty much has no top on it, and I can barely grab it. If I grab it in exactly the right spot, I think what I'm going to have to do with that one is hammer it in order to remove this leg. Well, I should be able to remove this. I'm going to get rid of all that buildup of dust and dirt and all kinds of stuff. I'm no dentist, but I did find a dental tool inside the cabinet. But this is so cool. There. Now I've washed it, dusted it, and you can see the shine on it. It's still got some of the old finish on it, but it does have this spray paint residue up here in the top. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put a little bit of paint stripper on this, and then I'll see if I can spray it with something. I don't know whether this is shellac or lacquer. I guess you really have to know before you actually spray anything. So that's going to be my next step on this piece. God, it's beautiful. It's like this stuff has never even been used or barely used. But I'm leaving as much of the patina as I can because it's history. When I took out all of the drawers and took the cabinet doors off, I found a dent in the paint, which turned out to be the lock. It's a brass lock that says Eagle Lock Company, Connecticut, and it does have other words, but I can't make them out. I tried one time, I had a single clamp and I had glue. I put the glue in and it was kind of gummy, so I think that it was older glue. I know it didn't give me even coverage, but I put as much in as I could. I clamped it together with my single clamp, and I used 2x4s on their sides so that it would give like even pressure the whole way down. But as soon as I took the clamp off, it popped back open. Now I'm left with doing it again. So as you can see, the crack didn't go back as well as we wanted. It did go back, but not nearly as far as we wanted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the glue back out of the crack. And then I'm going to insert strips of oak that we cut when we were making the little pieces of trim for the drawers. Oh, there we go. And I'll be able to glue the little strips of paper thin into these spots and then clamp it with the 3 clamps instead of just having the 1. So, lesson learned, and I really don't mind doing this again. This one's okay. It just needs to be sanded and puttied. Oh, actually, this is the one that was so bad. Yeah, it needs to be done too. I got out the heat gun because this was so thick right here. So I put it on for about 2 minutes, and it definitely softened up the glue and allowed me to get it out in big gobs. So I'm going to do a little bit more of that, and I still can't get all the way in there, but I'll be able to go through now just by continuing to use the heat gun. So I'm going to do that for a little while. Doing it quick, the guy Thomas Johnson of Thomas Johnson Antique Furniture Restoring, Angora, Maine, who is the master, he says he does this for 2 minutes only in one spot, and he actually uses a clock. So I'm going to do it for way less than that because I don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to take any chances. So I will continue as I'm going. I got the glue out the whole way across. I didn't even have to use the heat gun after I'd used it in this spot where you can see the paint did blister, and I scraped it off with this scraper that I was using for the glue. Anyway, so my wood pieces fit in here just perfectly, and because they are 1 inch and this is 3/4 of an inch, I'll have a quarter that I can take off right there once I put the glue on. I'm not going to do it dry because I don't want to lose my piece in there, but I'll use this and I will insert it here. This piece here also has a little bit of play because I can slide it up, and this is the one that is torn. So it's going to split right there, and it should work out exactly. I'm not even going to say exactly the way I want it. It seems like it might be a good idea. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to scrape some of that down right now. Of course, I want it on both sides. I want it thick enough to catch everything, thick enough to stick to the wood. Can't hurt to put another little run down there, because that's certainly not going to be covering 3/4 of an inch what I just put in there. And I will continue. I really want it at the bottom of the wood because I could do repairs and stuff at the top. I can make it better at the top, but I can't make it better at the bottom once it's in there. So lots of glue. spread it out. And insert my strip. And I want it as far up here, there, so that it at least goes to the end and there. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so lesson 1 should be how to get your clamp ring. So let's shorten our clamps. There. Don't do it. Okay. Second attempt. Okay, so that's not right either. How do these people do it by themselves? Mr. Johnson, you make it look so easy. Okay, so what I need to do is hold both in place at the same time before my thing dries. Okay, so what I need to do is put this one in place, come back here to this one. This is where I need that damn third hand. Okay, hold this one in place, but I'll hold it at the handle. Okay, now I'll hold this one in place. I'm gonna scoop down there. Oh, there's one in this one. I got one. Okay, now number 2. How do you do this one? This one, I'm just going to side to there. And then this side, I'm going to slide to there. And now I'm going to keep my hands in frustration. Okay, so there's that one, there's that one. I'm going to hold this like that, and I'm going to screw this thing. And I'm not going to use a block over there because I can't figure out how. And then this one is going to be like the first one. So it's going to go, hold it by the handle first. Get this thing as close as you can to where you need it first. Okay, so I need it way up here. Okay. Hold on to it. And just start pumping this thing together as fast as you can. And squeeze. And twist. And squeeze. Oh, good going. And squeeze. Okay, so that's as squeezed as I can squeeze. So maybe move that down just a titch. Ooh, that's starting to hurt. Okay. Can I squeeze one? Okay, now I'll let that dry. I put that little piece of trim back on, glued it, and put a nail in. I did a little tiny start on the little piece I'm taking out here, so you can see that's been measured off so that we can get rid of it and put in a proper piece of wood. So we've purchased the wood, and all I need to do is cut off 1.5 inches and make that pattern right there. All right, let's see if I can do a better job at taking the clamps off than I did at putting the clamps on. We will start with the middle one because I figure it's probably a good idea to do it that way. I don't even know why. Okay, so now I will get out my chisels and get rid of all the excess wood. And then I'm going to sand it. I'd rather take thinner strips than less strips. I've never done anything like this before, so I am watching videos and learning as much as I possibly can, as quickly as I can, so that I can do things correctly. Don't forget to comment or make suggestions. I'm willing to listen. If you can see that I'm about to make a mistake, let me know.